Dave Repsher should be dead.
To me, it just seemed like there was fire everywhere.
Yet here he is.
No matter which way I turned, there was fire.
A living reminder of the consequences of indifference.
People have known. The manufacturers have known. The operators have known that if a helicopter crashes, it's most likely going to go up in flames.
911, what's the address?
We have people heading your way, okay?
It's Dolly Flames.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay. Hold on just a second. We'll be back.
I believe there's 3 in the crew.
3 in the crew. Okay, we're gonna get people heading that way, and it's on the pad. Is that correct?
Apparently, I lifted the door off me and started going away from the helicopter. And I remember which way I was going. I didn't know which way was the right way to go, the wrong way to go. I don't know if I remember. I just was trying to get away from fire, but it was everywhere. Went into the ER, and I guess that's when I started feeling things, and the pain was bad, and I had my hands up in front of me. Skin, I could just see all the skin sloughing off my hands. And right before they gave me some medication, I told them to tell Amanda I love her. And that's it. It was black.
A flight nurse of 4 years, covered in burns on more than 90% of his body, went into a coma that would last 5.5 months.
I woke up and it was bizarre. It was like a camera shutter going across my eyes. It went from black to light, just kind of across my eyes. And I was awake. I was terrified. My perception was that I couldn't talk. I couldn't move.
Surrounded by tubes and wires and still incomplete skin grafts, Dave mouthed 4 words to Amanda.
And he started mouthing, "I want to die." I cried harder than I think I've ever cried in my life walking back to the apartment, and ended up falling asleep and then getting up the next morning and getting over to the hospital. And I got to Dave and I asked him, I said, "Do you remember yesterday?" And he said, "Yes, I do remember yesterday." And I said, "Do you remember what you said?" And he said, "Yeah." I said, "I want to die." And I said, "Do you still feel that way?" And he said, "I don't think so, no."
You know, I just had to know what I was facing, and it's like, can I get through this? And at some point, I guess I said, well, let's give it a shot, see what happens.
From that point on, he made the decision. He's like, okay, let's do this. And he never looked back after that.
Never looked back, not once, for days, weeks, months, and beyond.
Dave, you're walking.
Pretty easy. When you're that sick, it's pretty easy to just say, I don't want to get up today.
He's leaving the hospital.
I'm going to try my damnedest to get back to as much as I can, and it'll be different, but I don't see there's any reason to not get out there and live life to its fullest.
So this is David Repsher. He has allergies to the amoxicillin, Catholics, and ketamine.
You led the charge, though. I mean, it was you fighting every step of the way.
And he is still fighting.
Keep getting invited to more and more of these things.
Dave Repsher will spend the rest of his life demanding change from the very people.
The accreditation agency for medical transport, their board of directors.
The very people who have the power to grant it.
You know, from the day I woke up, that's been Amanda and mine's mission. I just have that fighting chance to get out from the wreckage.
He is alive, no thanks to an issue the helicopter industry has ignored for decades.
I mean, I'm an outlier, for sure. I'm not supposed to be here. And that's not what the industry wants.
Thousands of helicopters in use today have antiquated fuel systems that make them just as vulnerable to a post-crash fire as the one Dave was in.
It's something that can be fixed. These can be prevented.
More than 1,200 days into this.
You're going to walk the entire length of this hallway, Dave.
Days of hard work
You are so amazing.
pain,
This is a monumentous day.
progress, perseverance. Dave remains determined. He's seen more crashes,
Do the other bell too.
more fires,
Try both bells, Dave.
It's just wrong.
My heart's breaking for him.
and yet of all of those days,
Hello, everybody out there.
days of speeches
I received one of Matt's kidneys.
and talks and efforts to move back home, Dave knows one day fairly early on in his recovery, likely mattered most.
And so, we decided to get married.
We
Yes, we did. Yeah, in the ICU, the burn ICU, his second burn ICU room.
Yes, Dave Repsher should be dead. He'll tell you he's here because from day one, he was never alone.
I know for a fact I would not be here without Amanda.
As you were fighting so hard, all I could do was just put my hand on your head and my other hand on your heart and just told you that I wasn't ready to let you go and to just fight, and I loved you and I wanted you to come back.
So we don't have anything planned for tomorrow, right?
Not that I know of.
1,214 days into this, they know their journey is far from over. More days and more challenges will follow. And yet to them, that's no longer daunting. All things, all steps, and all days considered.
Dave's the strongest person I've ever met in my life. And just no matter how hard the days got and how bad the pain was, he just fought through it.